So Crystal, what counts as an emergency? I get this question constantly. Yes, a job loss is an emergency. Yes, a major medical expense is an emergency. Yes, a car breakdown that prevents you from going back and forth to work where you make your money is an emergency. Yes, a major home repair that affects safety or habitat, like you being able to inhabit that home, is an emergency. No, a sale is not an emergency. No, a concert is not an emergency. No, a brunch date is not an emergency. A planned expense that you forgot is not an emergency. It really is a planning gap. It is a problem that you got to work on around setting up what's called a sinking fund to prepare for those expenses. There may be people that say, Crystal, that sounds so amazing, but how do you actually build when you have nothing? Nothing. Okay, I really want to deal with this because I do feel like when it comes to financial content that this is the part that is really skipped, okay? Because it is easy for someone to tell you that you need to save 3 to 6 months worth of expenses and all the things when you have money to spare. It is easy to say that when you have money to spare, but what about when the money is already tight? What if you are the 55% of Americans where your financial situation is already getting worse? What if that is you? So here is the honest answer, because I know there is somebody that is listening to this right now and you literally are like, girl, I'm already fighting for my life. I don't know how to save this. I want to give you these tools. Start small, friend. You have to build small, consistent, non-negotiable increments. Okay. So the step one, I want you to identify one expense that you can reduce. All right. For the next 90 days and redirect that small amount, whatever that small dollar amount. I don't care if it was a Netflix. I don't care if it was $11 subscription. I don't care if it was reducing $30 on your grocery bill or whatever that expense is. I want you to incrementally set it aside as now I've canceled this, I've reduced this. Now I want that money to go into my starter emergency fund. Okay. So canceling a subscription. All right. Something you ain't used. Honestly, look at your budget and be like, I don't need this right now. Maybe it was a gym membership. I don't need this. I could walk around the neighborhood. I could do this or whatever. And I talked about that in another video. Go back and watch that. That may feel slow. That honestly, somebody listening right now is like, yeah, that sounds cool, whatever, but it'll take me forever to get there based on $50 here and there. Right. I know it feels slow, but I want you to know that from working with my clients for years, one of the biggest things that I understand is the people who wait until they can save a large amount, they actually rarely start. I'm just waiting for me to get that big $5,000, the $10,000, whatever. Rarely start. So we're not waiting for a big influx day. We're building that small incremental habit. And that is the biggest thing I really want you to understand, is that you can start small even if it is slow. You can start small even if it is slow. So the people that start a small, consistent amount almost always build a full emergency fund. I want that to be very clear because of those small, consistent increments over time. Consistency beats capacity every time. Consistency, working out, building wealth, all of that. Consistency beats capacity every single time. Step 2 is to automate. Do not think about this. Literally, automatically, when your direct deposit hits into your account, let's just say you get paid on the 15th and the 30th, you're going to set up an automatic transfer from your checking account to your high yield savings account every single 15th and 30th. Whatever that predestined amount is, because you've done your budget, because you're so smart. You've done your budget. Whatever that predestined amount is, you're going to actually set up that automatic transfer to go out of the account. Remember, anything you got to think about, you have to do on your own, is a lot of work. So before you spend it, before you talk yourself out of it, automate it and then leave it alone. Leave it alone. Mind your business. That's your savings account. Mind your business. Okay. Step 3 is to assign every unexpected dollar to this emergency fund. Okay. Tax refund. Somebody gave you money, birthday money. Okay. Side income, side hustle here and there. Somebody gave you a gift, whatever. Every dollar that is unexpected, a portion of the unexpected inflow. So a portion, I'm not even saying spend all of it, send it all over. No, I'm just saying a portion of it, because it was unexpected income, goes into your emergency fund until it is fully funded. You do not inflate or elevate your lifestyle until your emergency fund is built. The emergency fund comes before the upgrade. The emergency fund comes before the upgrade. Okay, here is what we covered today. An emergency fund is money that is set aside exclusively for unplanned emergencies. Not once, not planned expenses, but emergencies only. Number 2, we talked about your target is 3 to 6 months of income, not merely expenses, because we're going from just surviving to ensuring that we are prepared truly. Start with $1,000 as your first milestones, okay? If you can get $1,000, that gives you the momentum to keep working towards whatever that goal is that we talked about how to calculate. Keep it in a high yield savings account. If you don't know where to go to Nerd Wallet. It is one of my favorite platforms. Again, they did not sponsor this video. I just use it a lot with my financial coaching sessions. And look up high yield savings account to be able to do your research and compare the alternatives. But right now, most high yield savings accounts are around 4%. So that's money that's just sitting on the table in interest that you could be earning by just setting your money aside. And set it up in a separate institution from your checking account. Remember, separate. Okay, build with small, consistent annual or monthly or per paycheck contributions. Those small contributions that happen over time, just smallly start, but make sure it is non-negotiable and is already set up to be automated. Do not wait until you can save or set aside a large amount. Okay, guard it. Every dollar you spend on a non-emergency, you have to rebuild. Okay, every dollar you have to spend on a non-emergency, you have to rebuild before the real emergency comes. And remember, your emergency is not going to wait for you to rebuild. Okay. And with 55% of Americans saying their financial situation is getting worse right now, the emergency fund is not a someday goal. It is a right now priority. So here's the thing. If this video made you understand that I do not have an emergency fund, if something was to happen, like I lost my job, walked into a meeting thinking it was a meeting, and we all walked out with severance packages, or my husband had one meeting and they did a restructuring and lost his job, right? If that was to happen to your situation right now, and I'm not fear mongering, I just want to make sure you are very conscious. If that was to happen, do I have money set aside to prepare to make sure my bills are paid, to make sure my kids are good, to make sure any unexpected expenses is prepared? If not, I need to start an emergency fund like yesterday. So I want you to remember that this is so important and it is a urgent right now priority. All right, y'all, if this video hit you today in any way, shape, form, or fashion, then I want you to realize that an emergency fund is needed and it is yours. You are able to build this thing. And I want you to actually comment in the comment section. I want you to say, my emergency fund is a priority and I will build it now. My emergency fund is a priority that I will build now. Or you can simply put, I got this, in the comments so we can celebrate you. And if this conversation is really needed in your circle, send this to somebody. Somebody might be one paycheck away from losing it all, one financial crisis away, and you could be the one that helped change that by sending this video over to them. You don't got to do the work besides sharing the video. Listen, I am super proud of you for even considering and even watching this far, and I really do hope that you will start working on building your emergency fund. I love you all, and I'm so proud of you, and I will see you in the next video. Talk to you later.
When I think about His grace